Hi, Blake.
Hello. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you. Can you see us?
Great. Yes, I can.
Great. So I will give a short explanation in Polish, then I can translate it into English.
Okay, no problem.
Udało nam się skontaktować mimo pewnych początkowych problemów technicznych z Blake'iem Whitman'em, który odpowiada za część kreatywną i społecznościową w VIMEO, który to portal na pewno Państwu jest dobrze znany. I zaprosiliśmy Blake'a do krótkiego zestawu pytań i odpowiedzi. Pytania zbieraliśmy na naszym profilu na Facebooku oraz na serwisie digart.pl wśród społeczności i wybraliśmy kilka takich pytań. Pojedziemy, myślę, od góry do dołu listy, co się uda, to zrobimy. Natomiast w trakcie proszę się zastanawiać nad swoimi pytaniami. Jeżeli czas pozwoli, to na pewno kilka pytań będzie można z sali zadać do Blake'a, jest na to otwarty. OK? OK, so let's start.
Okay.
Blake, they are preparing some tough questions for you later on. So
all right. I'm ready. Bring it on.
OK. So we start with the easier ones from our people, because we've collected those questions online on our Facebook profile and also on digart.pl, which is a community creative service in Poland. So
Wonderful.
Let's start with the first one. Can interactive video replace the traditional TV?
Replace, I think, is a strong word. I think it'll have a profound effect on it. As I think we're already kind of seeing with a lot of projects that are happening these days, the sort of traditional filmmaking and movie making is becoming more interactive, whether we like it or not. It's because now it's on not only TVs, but it's on the web, it's on mobile. People are sort of really becoming a part of all of these stories, whether it's just through commenting or whether it's through some sort of interactive element. So I don't know if it'll ever replace it, because by nature people are very lazy and they just like to sit back and kind of watch. But I do think it will have a profound effect on it, and I think we're kind of already seeing the beginning stages of that. We see a lot of projects on Vimeo that are sort of based on interactive elements, stuff that's coming through transmedia and other sort of interactive films. So I don't know. I don't think it'll replace it, but I definitely think it'll help it.
Okay. Second one. What Vimeo can offer the young artists, people who do interactive movies? What's your offering?
Yeah, Vimeo is always about providing a platform for people to connect. So anyone who creates video or anyone who likes video, it's a really great way for you to connect with people all over the world, really. And the exciting thing is it's just a huge sort of database of inspiration. So many people come to Vimeo, myself included, to find and watch videos that help them, get better ideas for what they want to create themselves. And the other really great aspect of it is you can communicate with these people. It's a two-way conversation. We have comments, we have messages. So if you find something that you like, you can contact that person and ask, how did you do this? What was the software you used, or what was your idea behind the story? And that can be, I think, really invaluable for people who are creating lots of different work, because, it's a big, crazy world. There's lots of stuff going on, and it can be very useful to connect with someone whose work you really find powerful, and you can learn a lot. I think that's a lot why people go to festivals and why people go to different conferences, is because they want to be inspired, they want to connect with people. And what's great about that is Vimeo is almost like a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week conference or festival where you can really just sort of connect with these people at any point. And I think that's what we really offer for people who are looking to, create new, exciting work.
Yeah, okay. So was it one of the reasons, meaning the community, the number of people and the things they are searching for, was it one of the reasons to start Vimeo Video School?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a big part of it. You know, we're really looking to provide resources for anyone who creates video. And that's anyone from the interactive field, artists, parents who are just taking videos of their kids, to filmmakers, amateurs, professionals. And Vimeo Video School was born out of the idea that people are very hungry for knowledge, obviously. And on Vimeo already, they are creating their own tutorials, they're reviewing their own products, and they're posting it to Vimeo and to other sites. And we just saw so much of this going on, but it wasn't organized in any place. So we thought it was important to categorize and organize all these tutorials and product reviews and lessons, and then editorialize on top of that. So take those videos, make videos of our own, and then try to help people make better video. And I think, you know, our video school now is phase one, where we create lessons and we organize things, but I think it can be a lot more, and we can start to provide resources for people to teach themselves, provide classes online. And, you know, since Vimeo is so community-based, we really take feedback from the people who use Vimeo to figure out what makes sense and what we should be focusing on. So video school is exciting because it really does provide people, I mean, it's more focused on beginner creation, beginner video making right now, but I think in the next couple phases, we're gonna see a lot more focus on helping out, you know, the intermediate and the professional crowd who, even though they're professionals, they, you know, you don't always know everything. So the idea is to really provide as many resources for as many different people as possible, from filmmakers to motion graphic artists to animators, sort of the whole spectrum.
Okay. Do you collect this knowledge by yourself, meaning only Vimeo people, or also you've got collaborators outside your company?
Yeah, we do have collaborators in the sense that, you know, we are friends with so many of the people on Vimeo. A lot of the very well-known people like Philip Bloom and Vincent Laforet, who have done lessons with us already. These guys are, you know, the pioneers of the sort of DSLR cinema revolution that's going on now. And others in the animation fields and motion graphic fields. So we tap into them because they're very good at what they do. They're also very good educators. And, but we, you know, we kind of decide the editorial direction. You know, we decide at this point what we think is lacking, what people are interested in knowing. And, you know, I think it's all about collaboration. The community is collaborative. We like to collaborate with the community as much as possible. Vimeo is the community. It's not, you know, just the staff. We consider ourselves part of the community as much as everyone else. We're filmmakers. I'm a filmmaker myself. So it really is all about just pooling together this knowledge to help everyone. And if we can in some way provide a platform for people to help themselves and to learn, then we're, you know, very excited about that. That's, you know, everyone will make better videos, everyone will create better art. And, you know, actually, hopefully, like in the future, we can start tapping into some more art-based lessons for interactive stuff and for, you know, more transmedia stuff, which I think is growing in popularity now.
Okay. That sounds very interesting. One of the questions of no, really, because what we are talking here about connecting film and digital, and we also see that people are hungry of knowledge on how to do that. Filmmakers got their own workshop and knowledge, and digital people are willing to learn more because video is becoming more and more important. So I think really that the initiative where everyone can learn is really cool.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, it's not always an easy thing. You know, the technology can be complicated, and if we can try to help dumb it down and make it easier, then it opens it up for a lot more people. And, you know, in my perspective, in my mind, the more people that are creating, the better creation and the more creativity comes out of it. And I think that can only lead to more and more innovation and more creativity, which just helps kind of everything, and it evolves very quickly the more people can do it. And so that's kind of, I think, part of the whole idea behind Video School, but also just this platform of people be able to share. It's a very, exponential growth of creativity right now, and it's very, it's amazing to me. I see new stuff that I've never seen literally every day on Vimeo when I'm going through the vault and trying to find new stuff to feature on the homepage and stuff like that.
Okay. Next question is the author is willing to learn more about upcoming innovations in Vimeo. What can we expect in the near future from you?
The future of Vimeo?
Yeah, innovations, new products, new ideas.
Sure.
We can expect?
Well, I think Vimeo has kind of always been known for innovation. We're a small video sharing company, at least employee-wise, in the shadow of a much larger one that I won't name right now.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Right. They are not present today here, so
some of you guys may know them. If you're smaller, you have to innovate in order to be successful. And so for us, we've always been interested in really pushing the boundaries. And, we were one of the first video sharing sites to launch HD back in, I believe it was October of 2007, which was a full year before most of the other sites even offered it. So that was a big catalyst for us, because so many filmmakers and so many artists were coming to Vimeo because it was the only place to share their work in high quality HD. And everyone was starting to get HD cameras at that point. And so it was a very perfect timing for us. And then, after that kind of stuff, it's always about quality. It's always about serving video well and stably. We introduced HTML5 very early on, HTML5 video. And I think, one of our biggest successes, which is kind of behind the scenes, is what we call our universal player, which will automatically serve whatever player, either Flash or HTML, depending on the browser you're in, both mobile and on the desktop. So you don't necessarily know that this sort of player is magically serving you the best possible quality. It's very much behind the scenes. But it's little innovations like that, I think, that are helpful. So the future of Vimeo is always to continue to innovate, push the boundaries. Specifically, I can't always get into details, but we are very committed to empowering and inspiring people who make video. So that will come out in lots of new directions. Right now, Vimeo is growing and expanding. The site is growing. We're hiring a lot of people, and so now we're getting to actually start to work on a lot more things. And I think in the future, maybe with some more creative endeavors, we can start to think about more interactive elements for Vimeo as well, because we do see that as a really interesting future. But right now we're just kind of focused. Everyone uses Vimeo from just the amateur to the professional. So we kind of need to focus on a little bit for everyone. But I think we're very excited to just see what technology is coming out and to make sure that we're always on the forefront of the new technologies.
Okay, you've mentioned that you are expanding. Does it mean that new and different language versions will appear soon?
Yes, yes.
The Polish one?
Yeah, well, I don't know if Polish is the first on our list, but I think the thing is, Vimeo is an international site. Almost 70% of our traffic is international versus 30% from the US. So, that is a huge amount of people using it from other countries. And our most popular countries are in Western Europe, Great Britain, Spain, France, Poland is up there. It's a little bit less. Germany as well. And then, we also have a lot of influence and users in South America, Brazil, Argentina. So, I think slowly but surely we will bring out more languages. We're scheduled to do that, I think, at the beginning of next year. Perhaps it's very complicated. There's so many different ways to do it, and as you can imagine, our site is very big. We have thousands of different pages, and to translate every little word into a different language is difficult. So, you know, it's definitely something we're committed to doing. We're just not big enough yet where we can just do it like right away, because it definitely has some implications both on the customer service side as well as the development side. But we're going to do it, yeah. I can't say exactly when or how, but we're going to do it.
Okay. So please keep in mind that Poland is definitely willing to have one.
Well, I will. I'll make a note real quick.
Okay, thank you. Recently, we've heard some rumors about upcoming version 2.0 of Apple TV. Are you cooperating on this project, or have some?
Well, yeah, we just were added to Apple TV about maybe 2 months ago or a month and a half ago. So that was the first time that we've been added to Apple TV. We were surprisingly the only new addition in that release. They offered paid iTunes streaming, I guess, but we were the only other company. So that was really big for us. We have a great relationship with Apple. We were some of their launch partners for the iPad because our site worked natively on the iPad with HTML5. So Apple, we have a great relationship with Apple, but I think, you know, as soon as Apple TV came out, I actually went and bought one. The experience of Vimeo on Apple TV is amazing. It's so relaxing to just flip through and watch great HD videos. I have a projector at home, so it's really big. And I think that's, again, another interesting component to Vimeo is that now creators can literally have their own TV channels on things like Apple TV and connected TVs or connected boxes to TVs like Roku and the Samsung and VIZEO platforms. We're trying to get on every single one that we can, and to sit on your couch and click through and be able to watch not only your videos, but your friends' videos and discover new content like featured work and featured channels. It's really exciting, and it makes for a very different experience than when you're just kind of sitting in front of a laptop and you're not necessarily paying attention to everything. When you're sitting back on your couch eating popcorn, you know, like it's your focus is much more on the content. You watch everything through. It's different, and so we're starting to think about how we can push content to those platforms, and also, you know, hopefully expose more people who are creating video to, you know, to these different channels. And so it's exciting. I think, you know, we have a commitment to sort of be everywhere. Like, we want to be on mobile, we want to be on the web, we want to be on TV, we want to be projected on clouds in the sky, you know, like all sorts of stuff like that, that, you know, potentially, if you can see online video, or if you can see video on the web on any platform, I think that's going to be very exciting. So Apple TV, I think, is one step out of many, but personally, it's one of my favorites. I think it's a really great experience.
About to ask you the question, if you were to choose one, what would be the most important thing that we should expect in the digital video area in the nearest 12 months, but somehow you have answered by Apple TV, or maybe not. Maybe there is something else.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's been evolving for a little while now. We've been on Roku for about a year and a half, I think, or a year. So, you know, that's always been there, but I don't know. I think, you know, other people would say 3D is still, you know, going to be crazy, and I don't know. I think 3D on the web is not there yet. I don't even think it's quite there on TVs necessarily. I do like the idea of interactivity, the ability to sort of choose stories and go through your own experience yourself. But yeah, I think the next 12 months are interesting. You know, we go to CES every year, which is like IDC for the Consumer Electronics Show. So you see the new technologies that are coming out, you see the different products. I think it's just going to be, at least for us in our area, it's about better quality. So, you know, the potential of 4K and things like the RED cameras and stuff that are coming out, you know, whatever Canon might come out with next or whatever, you know, Nikon might come out with next. I think that's, you know, very interesting. The other side of it is, I think, is mobile filmmaking is becoming much more popular. Now with my iPhone, I can shoot and edit a video from the Vimeo iPhone app, and I can, you know, easily just do all of that from my phone and upload it, and it looks pretty good. So it's really about, I think, continuing to open up access to sharing and to creating. And, you know, the more that technology sort of expands, obviously, the more everyone can do, the more creativity that people, you know, output, and then the more innovation comes through storytelling. And what I really like to see is the fact that content on Vimeo and everywhere else, I would say, is evolving very rapidly. We are seeing new types of creativity, new types of art, new types of styles on a regular basis because everyone is inspiring everyone else. And this sort of creative content is just absolutely exploding because so many people have access to it. And so we are seeing new styles of motion graphics that, you know, 4 years ago, no one would ever have possibly imagined was, you know, possible. And we're seeing all these other projects. It's really amazing. And more people can learn about it much more quickly now because you can put a video out about your project or whatever you're doing. We have other sites like Kickstarter that are helping to fund creativity in ways that, you know, different projects that would never have gotten off the ground in the first place are now being funded by peers. And so, yeah, it's starting to create this like beautiful network that is just allowing for a lot more creation. And I think that's the most exciting thing for me in the next 12 months is just to see where this creative expression is going because it's just exploding right now.
Okay. And you've asked for one question. Vimeo owns a mobile application for iPhone. One of our users is asking when we can expect for other platforms like for Android, which is becoming more and more popular, growing rapidly.
Yeah, no, for sure. We are working on a lot of stuff right now for mobile. We're working on our second version of our iPhone app, which is actually going to be quite different than the first version. It's going to be much better, much tighter. We're working on Android right now. We're working on an iPad app. So, you know, we're also working with Nokia and Windows 7 and everything. So there's a lot of stuff going on. And we're, like I said before, we're very committed to, you know, being on every platform and making sure everyone can access Vimeo from everything, from their phone, from their TV, from their mind. And, you know, it's a good idea to make sure that we are everywhere because, you know, we're not just trying to be on Apple or anything else. We are very interested in being on Android. And I think that should be happening in the next couple months. I'm not going to give a date. We don't like to give dates because we never necessarily follow them, but sometime, hopefully by the end of the year. I'll just say that.
Great, thanks. Okay, so we can now move to the questions. Czy ktoś ma jakieś pytanie do Blake'a? Chciałby zadać? Śmiało. Taka okazja się już naprawdę może długo nie powtórzyć. Yes, we've got the first question.
Sure.
Hello. I would like to ask if you have or you plan to have, I don't know, some kind of collaborations with producers concerning the content that you have on Vimeo. Like, YouTube has something, and we're going to hear about it tomorrow, I think. So do you have something like this, or do you plan to have something like this?
Is the question about like monetary like exchange, or is it more about just like collaboration in general?
Yeah, monetary collaboration as well. Yeah,
well, the difference between Vimeo and YouTube and other sites is that we are not completely reliant on advertising. And that's what allows us to not put ads over videos and not do overlays or pre-rolls or post-rolls or anything like that, because we really value the video as a very sacred element. We don't think that it's appropriate to put an ad, a 30-second ad, over a 30-second video of a child playing in a sandbox, you know? What we're trying to do is, first and foremost, create the platform, and then provide the tools that people can use to really, you know, disseminate their work to as many people as possible and connect with people. So I think the monetary side of it is coming soon. You know, I think the different rewards programs that other sites have, I think they work for some of the people, but for a lot of the people, they only get pennies, you know? And so the idea is, how can we actually create a platform and create a system where people can really make money and you know, potentially make a living from the work that they make. Since Vimeo is so broad, so many people are making so many different types of videos, it really, I think, is going to affect a segment of them, like the prosumers and the professionals. And, you know, there's ideas about pay-per-view, and there's ideas about, you know, various other partnerships. But, you know, we want to make sure we do it right. I don't think anyone's fully figured it out quite yet. And again, we're a much, much smaller site than the others. We don't necessarily have all of the resources that others have. So, you know, we have to be very smart about how we move forward with this. But people are very eager, and it's a question I get a lot. So we definitely have some ideas for the future. I think we have to be very smart about what we put into place, because, you know, we just want to make sure that it works. And I know that's a very ambiguous answer to your question, but I think, you know, eventually we're going to have something for that as well.
Okay, thank you. And here we've got another question.
Just a short question about your opinion about the copyrights, because I think the copyrights, which protect mainly the content owners' rights, okay, they help you. They help them to protect the content, but the main growing factor of businesses like Vimeo, like YouTube too, is to not protect as strong the copyrights. You know, the emerging markets are growing so fast because they do not protect copyright so strong as USA do. So, what is your opinion? Where is end of this war? Still the content owners will keep so strong walls, will keep the strong position on protecting copyrights, or they will change their mind to help businesses like you?
Yeah, I mean, we take copyright very, very seriously. We operate under the DMCA, which is the Digital Millennium Copyrights Act, which basically states that if a copyright holder claims that copyright infringement is going on, they can file a claim, and we have to acknowledge that and take that video down. And then if that video or that owner files a counterclaim that they did own it and that they do, then it goes back up. That's how we operate. That's how sites like YouTube operate. That's how sites like, you know, various other, you know, SoundCloud, various other sites that have user-generated content. And since we're so big, we can't possibly monitor everything that's coming in. It's impossible. We would need about 5 million employees to do that. And that's why the Digital Millennium Copyright Act is there. So that's how we operate. And, you know, we're committed to informing people about their rights as much as possible. And we have our own set of guidelines that we very strictly enforce that are, you know, on top of the DMCA. So it's really important that, you know, people understand what copyright is. We also have Creative Commons integration, so people can add Creative Commons licenses to easily share and distribute and remix their work. And, you know, we recently, yesterday actually, launched Vimeo Music Store, which I believe was one of your questions, Olga, that allows people to easily search, discover, and license music for their videos. And this is all music that is legal, that you can purchase and or use for free with Creative Commons licenses. So it's really about taking those steps to provide people with A, the information, but B, the resources to really create and share the way they should. And I think in the future, we're going to be providing a lot more information on copyright and how it all works. We're going to try to create a section of our site so we can inform people a little bit more, because it is very confusing. It's very different in different countries. So we definitely want to try to provide as much information about it. But it's important that people understand that when they are uploading to Vimeo, our number one rule is, A, you have to have created it yourself, but B, you need to have all the copyright ownership over it, or else you can't upload it. And that's our number one rule, and that's why Vimeo has, I think, become very, very popular in the space, because we are very diligent about making sure that the content on Vimeo is stuff that's created by the uploaders. So I hope that answered your question. Did it answer your question? Not sure if you still have the mic.
Do you think it's okay from your business point of view?
Do I think what's okay?
If you think it's help your business to grow so strong copyrights.
What do you mean by drop copyrights?
Can you imagine the world where the copyrights are not so strong and everybody can distribute everything, they can watch everything without caring who is the owner of that content? Can you imagine such world?
I can imagine it. I don't think that's a correct world. Like I said, the content that you find on Vimeo, majority of the time is all created by the users, by the people who upload them. Like I said, we take down videos all the time that we get DMCA notices every single day, and we take down that content. What's really important to understand is that without the DMCA, Vimeo wouldn't exist. YouTube wouldn't exist. All these other services that rely on user-generated content wouldn't exist. And I kind of hate to think about what the world would be like if we didn't have Vimeo, we didn't have YouTube, and we didn't have these user-generated sites, because that's the way that people can express themselves creatively and freely and connect with people from all over the world. And without that, I think, we would be in a very, very, very different place. So, I hope that answers your question. We're very committed to making sure that copyright is kept, we follow the copyright and we follow DMCA. But I think it's a lot about education, because I don't think people quite understand what that truly means when we say copyright and intellectual property rights and stuff. So in the next several months, we should be providing a section on the site that will really inform people as much as possible. It's a good question.
Here, education is definitely the key here, and it's time for last one question. Do we have such? Czy ktoś jeszcze chciałby coś się zapytać? Paweł by powiedział 3, 2, 1. Szansa stracona. Okay, so I think this is the end of our questions. Blake, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. It was a pleasure to have you with us here.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you guys for taking the time.
Hopefully we'll be in touch soon. So have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.